Support for Friday Night Lights comes from our members and from Mr. Goodbar, your home for live music on the Elmwood Strip in Buffalo. You'll find your beverage of choice, a full menu, and live entertainment at Mr. Goodbar, Elmwood Avenue, Buffalo. Support for Friday Night Lights comes from our members and from SEI. SEI proudly supports the WNED Foundation, connecting communities through the Friday Night Lights tradition. More information at SEIC.com.
It's playoff time on Friday Night Lights. Boys basketball, Class A1 semifinal in Section 6 coming your way from Buffalo State University's Sports Arena. It's BTPM's Friday Night Lights, presented by Villa Maria College. It's the number 5 seeded Williamsville South Billies against the top seed Grand Island Vikings. Hello, friends. Jack Kreuzer, PJ Cauley with you courtside at Buff State. Great to be back at Buff State. This might be the best week of high school sports of the entire scholastic year.
I wouldn't argue with you there, and it seems like it was just last year that we sat here with these two teams. Oh, yes, it was.
It was a rematch
here
of last year's championship game. This in the semi, but a lot of changes from last year to this year for both clubs.
Certainly, but more so changes for South, not only because of graduation, but of the unfortunate injury.
We'll get to that in just a moment. First, let's take a look at how we got here with the Class A1 boys basketball bracket. Williamsville South, the 5 seed, they had to go and play Star Point in the pre-quarter final. They won 61-48. Then had to go on the road to Lakeshore in the quarters. They beat the Eagles 67-61 as the 5 seed. They advanced to Buff State. Grand Island earned a bye in the pre-quarter finals as the number 1 seed with a 19-2 record on the year. They rolled past West Seneca East 81-38 earlier this week to punch their ticket to the semifinal, where they get to host the Will South Billies in this neutral site game. The winner will take on the winner of South Park and Lockport. For Grand Island, the 28th year head coach Chris Simpson hasn't won a sectional title despite having a bunch of wins under his belt in postseason play. They've always fallen short. Perhaps this could be the year.
Well, they come from the tough NFL league, number 1. Coach Simpson has done an outstanding job for a long time. This may be his opportunity right here, Jack, and I think the folks in Grand Island know that.
On the other side is an 8th year head coach in Mike Trzebinski of the Williamsville South Billies. He's got over 100 career wins under his belt and back-to-back sectional championships.
Yeah, no question about it. Coach Trzebinski is used to winning. He runs an outstanding program, and even though their record isn't what it has been, Grand Island knows they've got to be ultra prepared for this one.
Our spotlight players for tonight. First, for the Grand Island Vikings, a man who made his name last year in the postseason, the then sophomore, now junior, known as Downtown Dane Brown. He stands at 6'7", PJ, but still plays that guard position.
Yeah, well, the ability to be an elite shooter that can get his shot off over smaller defenders is certainly key to Dane Brown's game. He's going to have to play within the team concept. At the same time, the Vikings going to have to go to him.
On the flip side, our spotlight player for the Will South Billies is the 3rd-year varsity forward Sean Munzert, standing at 6'2".
Tough, smart, physical, experienced. Again, that's what's going to have to carry South tonight. Their experience with some of their veteran players in this type of game, and they are used to winning.
Will South, our spotlight player would have been Nate Willemski, the 4-year varsity guard, but an unfortunate injury to his knee in the early half of the season in latter December has held him out the rest of his senior campaign. Unfortunate. We wish the best for Nate and his future endeavors in his athletic sphere, but an unfortunate loss for the Billies this season.
Well, huge. He's the baller. He's the heart and soul. Kudos to Coach Mike Trzebinski and his staff, who had to really refine themselves after that loss because Willemski is such a key. their success.
Our team objectives for tonight, starting with the #1 seeded Grand Island Vikings, 19-2 on the year. Their first objective, #1, get to their guards.
Yeah, Williamsville was the one that had the ball most of the time for Coach Strabinsky and the Billies. Now they want to test the folks that are in his place.
The second key, let Dane cook.
No question about it. They're going to have some things to get him open, get him going early. Like to see his first one be something near the basket. Always gives you a little confidence.
On the flip side, our team objectives for the Williamsville South Billies. As the 5 seed, key #1, dominate the post and glass.
They're going to have to in this situation. They're going to have to use the advantage they have with overall size to their advantage and get easy baskets and make sure no second chances occur.
And the second objective, throw Dane Brown off his rhythm.
You got to get him off his rhythm, exactly what you said. And it can be just a little bit, but you got to get hands in his face. You got to do something to disrupt the timing of his shot.
When we return, we will have tip-off between Williamsville South and Grand Island, a rematch of the A1 Championship from a year ago. This is the semifinal, coming your way on BTPM's Friday Night Lights.
Visit Villa Maria College and discover what it means to be a Viking. Come see the energy, teamwork, and pride that makes the Villa Vikings unstoppable. Schedule your tour at visit.villa.edu.
Brighton Wine and Liquor, located at 930 Brighton Road in Tonawanda, features wines from all over the world and expert curators who can help you select the right wine or spirit for your occasion. Brighton Wine and Liquor, 930 Brighton Road in Tonawanda. Support for Friday Night Lights comes from our members and from SEI. SEI proudly supports the WNED Foundation, connecting communities through the Friday Night Lights tradition. More information at SEIC.com. Support for Friday Night Lights comes from our members and from Mr. Goodbar, your home for live music on the Elmwood Strip in Buffalo. You'll find your beverage of choice, a full menu, and live entertainment at Mr. Goodbar, Elmwood Avenue, Buffalo. Support for Friday Night Lights comes from our members and from your local Denny's. America's Diner is always open. Denny's salutes Section 6 student athletes, serving you with 18 locations throughout the region.
Well, the national anthem's out of the way, ahead of tip-off between Will South and Grand Island. Glad you could join us on BTPM's Friday Night Lights, presented by Villa Maria College, Western New York's home for innovative programs and unmatched Cauley side. Wherever you may be, welcome into the Buff State Sports Arena. Starting lineups tonight, brought to you by Denny's. America's Diner is always open. The Williamsville South Billies wearing their road black and blue uniforms. They're starting 5. The 5'9" senior guard Shane Vredenberg. A 5'10" senior guard and captain Sam Tedesco. 6'2" senior forward Sean Munzert. Inserted into the starting 5. Evan Cauley, 6'7" senior forward, and the youngest of the starters for the Billies, the 6-foot sophomore guard, Matthew Metz.
Interesting that Evan Cauley is in the starting lineup. It'd be interesting to see if he's going to go out to the perimeter to see if he can get a long hand there on the shooting at downtown Dane Brown.
For the home team on the scoreboard, the top-seeded Grand Island Vikings. Their starting lineup under the direction of Chris Simpson in his 28th season. 5'10" senior guard, captain, 6-foot junior guard, Jake Castiglia. 6'2" sophomore forward, Jeremiah Wilkes. The 6'7" spotlight player, junior guard, Dane Brown. And their younger more forward, Chase Uribe.
Yeah, it's a lineup right here that has done a remarkable job. 19-2 this year, only one loss in Western New York. That was at North Tonawanda back in January. They're gonna have to play their best game though right here, right now.
The right to advance to the Sectional Championship will be handed out tonight to the winner of these two teams, and then the winner will get to sit back and watch the other semifinal after this game's conclusion. Grab your favorite snack and your favorite drink. We've got a great one for you tonight at Buff State.
Good atmosphere here in the gym. Look like the Grand Island faithful. The students made the trek down from Niagara County. That is Niagara County, isn't it, Jack,
oh, yeah.
Geographically?
Absolutely.
I thought so.
I think once you go over the Blue Bridge.
Niagara County, Grand Island, Pendleton, Niagara Falls, all those communities. Correct. Great officiating crew here tonight, among the tops in Western New York and New York State.
Evan Pauley wins the opening tip for Will South, working left to right in the opening half. The Billies set up offensively with Matthew Metz. To the forward, our spotlight player, Sean Munzert, wears number 5 in black on the right wing. Munzert backs down against the sophomore Uribe, takes him all the way to the low block and then travels.
Well, right there you see one of the keys to the game. Coach Trubinsky said we're going to go inside. Tried to get Munzert down at the block. Just a little shuffle in his feet.
Now,
zone here, 1-3-1 from the Billies.
Far corner, Jeremiah Wilkes, the sophomore forward. To the right arc, Jay Castiglia. 3 four-year varsity players in the starting 5 for Grand Island. It's Castiglia who knives in from the right wing and floats it in for 2.
And you need that veteran experience against a defense like that. You have to get it inside. They didn't settle for the easy outside shot.
Will South trailing 2-0, a minute in. Down the right lane line, Tedesco all the way inside, hands it off for Evan Pauley. The lanky forward gets fouled on his way up by Jeremiah Wilkes.
2 possessions by the Billies, both focused at getting to the basket. You know, they want to kind of slow this thing down and get into the fourth quarter in one piece here. That's the way to do it. Experienced coaching staff, not only Coach Mike Trubinsky, but his assistant coach, Aaron Tishner, has been with him forever.
Evan Pauley misses the first. His second is true. No shoot around at Buff State, so the deeper area behind the baskets can certainly be a factor.
Certainly. That's why your first shots have got to be easy ones near the basket. That depth perception is different than your high school gym.
Left corner 3 for Uribe is strong. Offensive rebound for Grand Island. Left arc 3, Castiglia knocks it down. It's 5-1 GI.
He looks like he's feeling it. Remember, he's a 4th-year player as a junior. Started as an 8th grader. Ready for this ball game.
Far wing Will South. They've got some experience as well. 3 three-year varsity players in their starting 5.
Now, Grand Island is switching all the screens.
Left wing, 3 for Metz. Bottoms. Matthew Metz brings it within 1. It's 5-4.
There's a youngster getting an opportunity because of that injury.
Matthew Metz has hit 4 threes in each of his last 3 games. A difference maker, no doubt, the sophomore from Will South. Jeremiah Wilkes, first-year varsity sophomore, swings it around the horn. Novell enters the paint, dish to the far wing. Wilkes drives baseline, denied by Pauley and Metz as Will South collapses in front of the paint, and it goes out of bounds.
That's what they're going to do. I like this call by Coach Trzebinski to just try to get him out of rhythm. Okay, Dane Brown hadn't touched the ball on offense just yet.
Entry pass from the baseline to Chase Uribe. He's blocked inside by Munzert. Another offensive rebound for Grand Island near wing. Castiglia, triple, yes!
Yeah, he's feeling it. He's feeling it. He got very square right in front of us there. Good early arc. Castiglia, the difference right now.
All 8 points for Jay Castiglia. Grand Island leads 8-4. 5:20 to go in the opening quarter on BTPM's Friday Night Lights. Munzert down the right lane, blocked from behind by Dane Brown. Grand Island the ball. Novell across the timeline, over inside. The layup good for Jeremiah Wilkes from the right wing.
Well, the thought process to try to get Grand Island off to a slow start, not quite 100% working because the Vikings are saying, let's get to the basket.
Will South right down the lane line. Tedesco lays it in from the right side. The senior guard wearing the C tonight is the captain on the scoreboard. It's 10-6.
Tedesco did a good job during their run last year. Just picked up a foul.
He was well out at the right perimeter to defend against Castiglia. 8 points so far for Jake Castiglia. His career high is 16 points. He's already halfway there, and we've not played half of the first quarter. Dane Brown's first touch offensively, a triple from the near corner, good.
Good set play from the sideline from Coach Simpson. Screened for Brown, got him out to the corner. He got it off quick.
Tedesco to the right nail, hands it off, right arc, 3 for Munzert, an air ball strong, rebound tipped by Cauley into the corner, out of bounds, off of Will South. Grand Island with a 13-6 lead.
Yeah, Coach Trubinsky wants to talk it over. That was not what they wanted in that situation. A quick one pass and shot. Quick timeout. Coach Trubinsky does not want to get this away, let this get away.
13-6, Grand Island the lead, 4:14 to go in the opening quarter. Sometimes that open shot, you say all the time, you want to give up the good shot for a great shot. In that case, in a game like tonight, is Grand Island not going to give Will South open threes?
Well, I don't know if they're not going to give them open threes. The one thing that South has to understand is, okay, every time they screen, they're picking up a new defender from Grand Island. So you continue to screen until you get a matchup, like with Evan Pauley on the guard, John Novell, or Castiglia, or Munzert on one of those smaller players. But you have to be patient in order to do so, and those players should have a great chance to be right at the basket and do some damage.
Grand Island has done a terrific job defensively all season, holding an opponents to just 47 points per game. They've won games by an average of 20 a night, especially in the Niagara Frontier League, where they lost just that one game you mentioned at North Tonawanda way back in late January.
Now Coach Trubinsky went to a triangle and 2. So Brown near the paint.
Uribe across the baseline, goes up against Pauley and draws a foul.
That's a great job of understanding what's going on by Uribe. They want to do that, attack them at the glass with the players that are not being guarded man-to-man. And those guys being guarded man-to-man, boy, you back screen the heck out of those guys. Uribe looked like an athlete to me. I bet you he's more than just a basketball player.
The sophomore hits the first.
Lefty, too. Your best athletes are lefty. Yeah.
Second one off the rim to the right. Rebound for Will South. Score now 14-6, just past the halfway point of the opening frame. Uribe and his younger brother Cooper, the 8th grader, called up for this playoff run this year. What an experience. Blue. Munzert, left wing, backs down against his defender Castiglia. Double team comes and Dane Brown picks his pocket. Quickly ahead, Wilkes behind the defense. Pump fake, lift the layup strong. Will South the rebound with Pauley. They catch a break. 8 points the difference so far.
Yeah, Wilkes did a little long jump in there. When you're making a layup, you got to be a high jumper, your nose on the backboard. He long jumped through.
Metz turns the corner at the left elbow. His floater from the free throw line, strong rebound for Uribe and Grand Island. Jonathan Novell, 4-year varsity player. Coach Simpson says he's the glue guy, and when your point guard's your glue guy, you got a good chance. Dane Brown through all the bodies in black inside the paint. Kicks it out, extra pass, corner 3, strong from Wilkes. Rebound for Tedesco of Will South. Puts on the Jets, now stutters across the timeline and slows things up. Will South 6, 2.5 to go in the first. Right arc 3, Tedesco, splash! 5 for Tedesco in the opening quarter.
Had to have it, and he got it there, bringing his guys closer.
Grand Island, Uribe, up top Wilkes. Stops at the right elbow, handoff Novell. His dribble handoff for Brown disrupted momentarily by Tedesco. Uribe left wing, drives past Munzert, left the layup short. Rebound Munzert for Billyville as it's read across their chest. Denied. Brown may have got a piece of it on the rejection. Grand Island the other way.
If he didn't get a piece, he altered it.
Wilkes, no look pass down low. Uribe blocked by Pauley. Block for block. Now Munzert on the fast break for Will South. Right at Novell. Got it to go. It may have been tapped in by Cauley, and a timeout's called by Grand Island. 14-11. Will South cuts the deficit down to 3.
Yep, nice job by Cauley running the floor. And that little move to the triangle and 2 has caused the disruption that you'd like.
Another look at the Class A1 boys basketball bracket on BTPM's Friday Night Lights. On BTPM Create and YouTube, the winner of this game plays the winner of number 6 seed Lewiston Porter and number 2 seed South Park. We got to see Lew-Port earlier this year in a win over Lockport. They're an impressive team with some talent.
They do. They have a good perimeter game. They like to shoot it. They have experienced guards. They'll run up against the South Park team, very athletic, that wants to get the game to be a little bit chaotic for them.
That should be a fun one. That's following this game tonight. If you want to, come on down to Buffalo State and check that one out at 8:30. We won't be carrying that one tonight, unfortunately, but we've got a good one so far. Wherever you may be joining us on BTPM's Friday Night Lights, presented by Villa Maria College, Western New York's home for innovative programs and unmatched support. 14-11, the lead for Grand Island and the basketball. Left wing into the corner, Wilkes, stutter steps, bounce pass inside for Novell, poked away by Cauley, and Will South takes it away.
Another defensive change, the 2-3 zone. 3 defenses already in the first quarter. Will South has shown.
Tedesco, baseline, skip pass atop the key. Vredenberg to the right arc for Matthew Metz. Back up top, this time for Aaron Laurie off the bench. Where's number 32 in black? And a whistle blows for a foul against Grand Island, and it's on Dane Brown, his first.
It is. That's why you go into the post. Cauley done a nice job setting up in there, yielded a foul.
Vredenberg floats it to the near arc. Metz corrals it. Swung to the near wing. Tedesco powers inside, blocked by Brown, out of bounds at the baseline. As Tedesco fell aggressively, he pops right back up.
Yeah, he's fine. He's an aggressive player. That's his game.
Cauley takes a peek and finds Tedesco front court right. Pump fakes the pass, gets past Novell, pass down low, layup good for Aaron Laurie.
Nice job there. Again, Tedesco gets to the paint, 2 feet in, finds Laurie for the easy one.
It's a 1-point ball game with 20 seconds to go in the first quarter. 14-13, Grand Island the lead. Pass down low for the Vikings, and Ryan Mayer off the bench. The sophomore lays it in for 2.
Good no look by Jonathan Novell.
7 seconds to go in the opening quarter. Tedesco for Will South, down by 3. Well beyond the arc. Left arc, dribble inside. Didn't realize the clock was down, and the buzzer rings with no shot for Will South. 16-13, Grand Island, the 1 seed with the lead over 5 seed Will South. Second quarter after this. Your score brought to you by Mr. Goodbar.
Visit Villa Maria College and discover what it means to be a Viking. Come see the energy, teamwork, and pride that makes the Villa Vikings unstoppable. Schedule your tour at visit.villa.edu.
Listen to BTPM Classical wherever you are on the BTPM Listen app. Find it in the Google Play Store and the Apple App Store.
Listen to Buffalo Toronto Public Media The Bridge wherever you are. Search for the BTPM Listen app on all your devices.
Buffalo Toronto Public Media has new and innovative ways to generate revenue for your business. We have a robust menu of digital features that can help your business grow. Contact Bill Sauer at 716-845-7000.
County Public Library, profoundly public. Number 7 seed Olean upset number 2 seed. .33 in the Class C quarterfinal earlier this week, and 3 great games tonight. And looking ahead to this weekend, more on those as we move along tonight. Kenmore West at Lockport should be a great one in Class A, AA for the boys as the 5 versus 4 seed. 16-13, the lead for Grand Island here at Buff State over Will South. From the baseline to our left, Grand Island, and their sophomore forward Wilkes throws it off the leg of his defender at the baseline. Shot clock at 14 as we begin this second quarter. Grand Island swings it around the horn into the far corner. Dane Brown with just 3 points through the opening 8 minutes of play. 5 seconds to shoot for Grand Island. Novell picks up his dribble, pass to the near wing, and a shot clock violation against Grand Island as Wilkes didn't get a shot up in time. So the first quarter ends with a shot clock violation against the Billies. Tit for tat. Grand Island does the same to open the second.
Yeah, and again, when you employ the defense that Coach Trubinsky is, you want them to have to stop and think, and that's been effective so far.
Williamsville South, depth scoring. They've had 4 players on the score sheet so far. They trail by 3. Front court right, tight defense from Novell on Tedesco, and a travel called on a pass inside to Aaron Laurie, the third-year varsity forward off the bench. Took one too many steps in front of the sea of white of Grand Island Vikings student fans that came down to support the athletics department at Buff State. A block on Dane Brown as Tedesco got in the way of his corner 3 nearest us. Brown tracks down the loose ball in the paint, and a foul is called as Vredenberg was reaching in on Brown for the loose ball.
It becomes a good foul by Vredenberg because it would have been a layup had it not been called. So it turns out good for the Billies. But I'd like to see Grand Island screen for Castiglia and Brown. They have those guys face guarding them. They can't even see the screen coming. Now they switch again.
Up by 3. Grand Island on the far wing. Blake DiLoretto into the game. Around the horn, Novell into the near corner for Ryan Mayer, the sophomore first year. Far wing Dane Brown guarded tightly by Vredenberg. Cross court pass. Bounce pass from the baseline to the middle of the paint. Loose ball still on the floor. Scooped up by Mayer, and he lays it in for 2.
Good patience. Way to get the ball inside, and good fight by Ryan Mayer to get the finish.
18-13 the lead for Grand Island. 6:15 to go in the first half. Jack Kreuzer, P.J. Cauley with you. Sean Munzert misses the layup with the left hand strong. Gets his own miss. Put back. Left it strong, but a foul is called.
Yeah, the foul's going to go on number 4, Ryan Mayer. Again, there was the result of the switches by Grand Island. Munzert finds himself near the basket with smaller defenders. Tough kid, Munzert.
Sean Munzert for Williamsville South. This is 67th career game played, third-year varsity starter. He's been terrific, specifically on the glass this season, averaging 13 points and 10 rebounds a night.
He does a lot of dirty work for you, was instrumental on their team last year, and an outstanding baseball player for the Billies.
Munzert misses both, and Grand Island keeps their 5-point advantage. Far wing, Wilkes dumps it down low. Novell across the floor, near wing 3, good for Blake DiLoretto.
DiLoretto was ready for that one. He got himself set. Good find, good finish. Grand Island's creeped out to 8 again.
5.5 to go in the second quarter. 21-13. Left arc 3 for Vredenberg strong, or make that Tedesco. And Grand Island gets the rebound easily with Wilkes. Shake away from his defender. Step back midi, good. Jeremiah Wilkes, the sophomore, with a nice mid-range jumper and a timeout for Will South, down by their largest deficit so far, 10 points.
Yeah, Wilkes, just a sophomore, but a dynamic offensive player. They're forcing him. They know he's going to go right, but he stopped, got up straight, and hit that little 15-footer.
BTPM's Friday Night Lights, in partnership with Section 6, is supported by our members and by the WNED Foundation Incorporated, and by Mr. Goodbar, your game day headquarters on Elmwood Avenue, and by Denny's, America's Diner is always open, and by Brighton Liquor and Wine, 930 Brighton Road in Tonawanda, and by SEI. More information at SEIC.com. Well, the difference in the grades on these two teams, I'm talking classroom grades. Grand Island with just 3 seniors on their roster. Will South, just a quick look, 6, 7, 8, 9 seniors on their roster. Despite losing Nate Willemski on the floor, that level of leadership from players who have won back-to-back sectional championships plays a difference in a game like this.
Huge. It's huge in this situation, and as great a year as Grand Island has had, you know, Will South wants to draw on that experience, because not only did they have the great run last year, they've had other sports that have done well. Baseball, got in big games. They want to get this thing down near the end with a shot.
They've got the basketball out of a quick timeout from Coach Trzebinski. On the right arc, Munzert give and go with Tedesco. Sam Tedesco out right wing, 3 for Metz, you betcha. Matthew Metz, second triple of the opening half.
Yeah, Vikings lost him there, and he got set up.
23-16, right wing, Dane Brown from downtown.
Boy, he's confident in that stroke. Gets square quickly, gets it up quickly.
6'7", no one's touching it either.
Oh, his best basketball days are in front of him, believe me.
Vredenberg into the corner for Munzert. Powers inside on Mayer, and he spins it home off the window.
Just too physical for him down there.
That's Munzert's first field goal of the game, and it comes just approaching the halfway point of the second quarter.
Every time they get a score, they're able to change defenses. Went back to the 1-3-1.
And a traveling call called on Mayer against Grand Island. Will South a chance to cut into this deficit that's now back down to 8.
You know, he's played 1-3-1 and triangle and 2. They're defenses you don't see a lot. So your players are not familiar with it. They have to understand, though. Zones are designed to keep the ball in the perimeter. Get it in the middle. Uh-oh.
Backcourt pass, Aaron. It goes off the fingertips of Tedesco and out. When you're calling so many defenses this early in a game, PJ, are you looking for one that works the best, or do you just want a variety?
But I think they just want them to get them to shuffle their feet and have to stop and think.
Up top, Dane Brown, open triple, around the rim and out. Offensive rebound, Mayer, put back short. Rebound, Cauley for Will South. Well, there was no thinking there for Brown atop the key.
No, he was in and out there.
Munzert outside for Pauley. Tight defense on Evan Pauley from Dane Brown, even beyond the arc, despite Pauley not having hit a 3 all season. Munzert inside the paint, leaves the layup short. Rebound Brown. Grand Island pushes the pace. Bounce pass inside from Novell. He finds Mayer, missed the layup. Munzert the rebound.
Nice pass by Novell.
Jonathan Novell, team high 150 assists. He's had 10 or more assists in a game 5 times this season. He's terrific. Tedesco inside the paint. Bounce pass as he jumps up and throws it down low. It's too far for Pauley, and it's stolen away by Grand Island. Near wing Wilkes thinks about the triple. Vredenberg gets his hand on it, and here come the Billies the other way with a pass ahead. Vredenberg left the layup short. Offensive rebound Tedesco, and a foul called on his putback attempt. And the foul's on Ryan Mayer, the sophomore's second for Grand Island. It's the second against the Vikings this second quarter.
They're really playing Jeremiah Wilkes to go to his right. Coach Trzebinski is hollering to his guys as he gets it to keep him on that side and force him to the left. That time the ball was stolen because he came back to the right.
Sammy Tedesco, one of the best free throw shooters on the team as the captain. 70% on the season. He hits the first.
240, just under 250 to go. Critical time right here, guys.
Tedesco hits the second, 26-20. Grand Island the lead by 6 with 2:45 to go in the first half. The number 1 seeded Grand Island Vikings, their only loss outside of Western New York came in Virginia at the end of December against Western Brant, 62-43. The only team to score more than 60 against the Vikings all season. Left corner 3 for Castiglia, strong off the iron, and a foul on Novell on the rebound attempt.
That's Castiglia's first shot in quite a while. I want to say maybe in this whole quarter. He has to get touches regardless of what defense Will South chooses to play.
Castiglia had the first 8 points of the game for Grand Island, hasn't scored since. 2:15 to go in the half. 6 points the deficit for Will South, working left to right. Tedesco shakes away from his defender. Straightaway triple, off right iron, rebound tips. Munzert gets it, spins, he leaves it short. Another O board for the Billies, and a foul as Cauley went up on the left side. Castiglia picks up the foul for Grand Island. That is his first.
Well, there's the recipe we said at the top of the telecast. South has got to be aggressive and dominate the glass. Right there they did. Cut this lead. Well, he missed the free throw. They can cut it to 5 right here.
Scoring update from around Western New York. Kenmore West with a 30-27 lead at Lockport at halftime. That's the 5 versus 4 in Class AA. Second free throw good for Pauley. He is now 50% on the day, 2 make, 2 misses.
Back to the 1-3-1 here. Just trying to stay one step ahead of the Vikings.
A minute 45 on the game clock. Novell, bounce pass inside, layup from the left side, good for Wilkes, plus the foul.
There's a good place to attack where you have the 1 in the 1-3-1 on the baseline. Good job by Wilkes finding an open area. Chance for the old-fashioned 3.
28-21, and the chance at one more for Jeremiah Wilkes. First-year varsity sophomore, had a career-high 22 points in the quarterfinal against West Seneca East.
This is his first year. I thought he played last year when we saw them, Jack.
No, you're thinking of the graduated Jace Wilkie.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, similar
21.
kind of player.
Yeah, and similar name.
Yeah.
We'll forgive you, Coach.
I'm getting old.
Blame the hip. Munzert backs down his defender,
Wow,
lays it
that's
up
old
over
school
Uribe.
right there. Little Moses Malone there for Munzert, getting your backside into him.
4 points for Munzert in the first half.
Now a 2-3 zone.
29-23, the lead for Grand Island with a minute to go in the first half. Wilkes into the corner. Skip pass, near wing Novell. Throws it to the elbow, back up top Wilkes. Will South defense moving well. Left corner 3 for Brown, strong. Offensive rebound, Castiglia, and a foul as Rietenberg was flying in.
That's the other thing about playing all these defenses, 1-3, 1-2-3, triangle, and 2. Defensive rebounding becomes not as clearly defined as when we're in man-to-man. You have to find a white shirt and block them out. That time, Castiglia found an open area, got the offensive rebound.
Shot clock reset at 35. Brown, right elbow jumper, swirls the rim and comes out on the right side. Munzert the board.
Second one in and out for Dane Brown.
Left arc 3 for the Billies. Tedesco, an air ball
Not the
short.
shot you wanted.
Now Grand Island pushes the pace. Castiglia over Tedesco, got it on the foul. Tedesco floated in the air for a few seconds, but still got a piece of Castiglia on the arm.
Shot selection, shot selection, shot selection. Tedesco fires from the outside. Long rebound yields long shot yields long rebound. Vikings again, another chance for an old-fashioned 3.
This is the junior guard's first points since the 3-minute mark into the first quarter. He converts on the and 1, and now has 11 points to lead all Vikings.
South can get the last shot of the half if they choose.
Left arc, Aaron Laurie. Drives on Brown, lefty layup, rattles in.
Big shot there for Aaron Laurie.
Around Dane Brown, he got it to go. Now 10 seconds left in the half for Grand Island, leading by 7. Near wing Castiglia. Double team comes to meet him. Atop the key, Wilkes throws it to the far wing. 3 at the buzzer, off front iron for Chase Uribe. And the first half comes to a close with the 5th-seeded Billies giving it a good run through 16 minutes. It's 32-25. Grand Island with the lead. Friday Night Lights on Buffalo Toronto Public Media is a partnership with Section 6, presented by Villa Maria College, Western New York's home for innovative programs and unmatched support. Friday Night Lights is supported by our members and by the WNED Foundation Incorporated and by Mr. Goodbar, your game day headquarters on Elmwood Avenue, and by Denny's. America's Diner is always open, and by Brighton Liquor and Wine. 9:30, Brighton Road in Tonawanda. And by SEI, more information at SEIC.com. We're back after this with the SEIC halftime show on BTPM's Friday Night Lights. It's Grand Island 32, Will South 25 at the half.
Visit Villa Maria College and discover what it means to be a Viking. Come see the energy, teamwork, and pride that makes the Villa Vikings unstoppable. Schedule your tour at visit.villa.edu.
Listen to Buffalo Toronto Public Media The Bridge wherever you are. Search for the BTPM Listen app on all your devices.
The learning and engagement projects from Buffalo Toronto Public Media impact our community by entertaining and informing.
Families are engaged, adults, grandparents.
They reach students and children.
There's something there for everybody.
They provide educators with material that is up to date, that is informative, and that really ignites curiosity in our students that is so crucial to creating lifelong learners.
Or if it's just a really well done piece of content.
Exactly.
They're exciting, they're engaging, and they are so educational.
Wow!
But the thing that is so great is their accessibility. You can have a phone, a desktop computer.
Or you find it on your tablet or you find it on television.
And there they are.
Helping families to do what they want to do for their children and for their future here in Western New York. It makes our community a better and stronger place because of it.
Listen to BTPM Classical wherever you are on the BTPM Listen app. Find it in the Google Play Store and the Apple App Store.
A well-crafted will or estate plan speaks volumes about your hopes and dreams for the future. It also ensures that what you've worked a lifetime for is distributed according to your wishes. As Buffalo Toronto Public Media looks to our future, we would be honored to share your legacy and ensure that quality public broadcasting is here for future generations. Please contact me, Lisa Latrovato, at 716-845-7031 for more information.
Listen to BTPM NPR wherever you are on the BTPM Listen app. Find it in the Google Play Store and the Apple App Store.
Brighton Wine and Liquor, located at 930 Brighton Road in Tonawanda, features wines from all over the world and expert curators who can help you select the right wine or spirit for your occasion. Brighton Wine and Liquor, 930 Brighton Road in Tonawanda.
Back to Buff State and the Buffalo State Sports Arena on the campus of Buffalo State University for Section 6 boys basketball playoffs. It's the A1 semifinals. The number 1 seed Grand Island with a 32-25 lead over the 5th-seeded Williamsville South Billies. This is the SEI halftime show. More information at SEIC.com. Jack Kreuzer, PJ Cauley with you courtside. What an interesting first half. As you said, as soon as we got off air, Will South staying in this game down by 7.
Yeah, it's been a very interesting half, an interesting game plan by Coach Trzebinski. Not typical of what he likes to do, but the changing defenses, the 1-3-1, the triangle and 2, the 2-3, okay, have proven to be effective. You're down 7 here. This first 4 minutes of the second half is going to be critical for both ball clubs.
Well, last night there were some great games here at Buff State in both the boys and girls class AAA playoff brackets. Let's start with the girls, where West Seneca, the number 1 seed, we had them earlier in the year. They rolled past Jamestown 78-53 to punch their ticket to the championship, where they will face the number 3 seed Lancaster, who upset 2-seeded Niagara Falls 59-48 last night. So next week, Friday, here on BTPM Create, NPR, and YouTube, we will have the 3 seed Lancaster Legends against the 1 seed West Seneca Warhawks for it all. The blue patch on the line in the sectional championship in Class AAA for the girls.
That'll be a heck of a ball game. You know, West Seneca is very balanced, has excellent guard play. Lancaster has some really good athletes, and they're used to winning.
On the flip side, for the boys Class AAA bracket, Health Sciences took care of business against 4-seeded Lancaster. The number 1-seeded Falcons move on with an 83-57 win. And Jamestown with a hard-fought win over Niagara Falls, 64-51 the final in the 2 versus 3 games. So we get the top 2 seeds in Class AAA. Health Sciences against Jamestown on BTPM PBS, BTPM NPR, and YouTube next week, Friday at 8 o'clock p.m. right here at Buffalo State. That should be an awesome matchup.
That'd be an excellent game. I think a lot of people were anticipating that matchup, and now you're going to get it. The 2 teams that have probably been the best at that in that level most of the year in the public schools.
Health Sciences just a couple losses. Jamestown 4 or 5 losses on the season, but 2 unbelievable players in Elijah Farmer and Dominic Gonzalez. Can't wait for that one next Friday at 8 p.m. Set your calendars and your timers now. It's halftime, 32-25, the lead for Grand Island over Will South. This is the SEI Halftime Show on BTPM's Friday Night Lights.
Hi, I'm Ken Burns. For the last 9 years, I, along with my co-directors Sarah Botstein and David Schmidt, have been working on a 6-part, 12-hour series on the American Revolution. Throughout my professional life, PBS has been a home for history, storytelling free from commercial influence, and media motivated solely by the mission to educate, inform, and inspire. That's what you'll find on Buffalo Toronto Public Media. You'll also find our newest film, The American Revolution. Experience it on the free PBS app or right here on Buffalo Toronto Public Media. Learn more at btpm.org. Thank you.
Stream the series now on the PBS app.
A well-crafted will or estate plan speaks volumes about your hopes and dreams for the future. It also ensures that what you've worked a lifetime for is distributed according to your wishes. As Buffalo Toronto Public Media looks to our future, we would be honored to share your legacy and ensure that quality public broadcasting is here for future generations. Please contact me, Lisa Latrovato, at 716-845-7031 for more information.
At PBS, we know that helping students learn is a teacher's top priority. That's why we offer our free, easy-to-use digital platform, PBS Learning Media. With thousands of standards-aligned resources in every subject, plus videos and interactive activities from the trusted programs you know and love. Wildcrats, Nova, Ken Burns, and much more. Find the content you need to enhance lessons and help spark your students' sense of curiosity at PBS Learning Media. Visit pbslearningmedia.org to learn more.
Support for Friday Night Lights comes from our members and from your local Denny's. America's Diner is always open. Denny's salutes Section 6 student athletes, serving you with 18 locations throughout the region.
Back at the Buffalo State University Sports Arena, 32-25, the lead for top-seeded Grand Island over Williamsville South, the 5th seed, 12-10 on the season. Will South just over 500, but they're in this game down by 7 at the half. This is the SEI Halftime Show. More information at SEIC.com. Around Western New York, presented by the Buffalo and Erie County Public Library. Scoring update in the boys Class AA quarterfinal. Kenmore West with a 34-33 lead at Lockport, the 4 seed. An NFL battle with the right to move on to the semifinal on the line. This is a great ball game. I've got pulled up on the live stream on my laptop here. Ken West with a 1-point lead. Harlem Brannon and company hanging on against Charlie Croft. Tomorrow, there's girls Class A2 semifinal action here at Buff State. Number 4 seed Iroquois against number 1 seed Depew. Another divisional game in the postseason. And then who doesn't love the Manhattan Cup playoffs? The semifinal between Nichols and St. Joe's. 3 seed versus 2 seed tomorrow night at 7:30. That game at Canisius University.
Kessler Center. Yeah, that's going to be one heck of a game. Those 2 teams split during the regular season. And anybody can win that one. You like the Big Green.
I was impressed with them against Health Sciences. Unfortunately, you weren't here a week ago. They were terrific, well coached, and Trey Palfrey, for my money, is a top 5 player in Western New York.
Well, he's playing excellent, and he's a blur with the ball. Quick, and it can accelerate and score. Going to be one heck of a matchup.
11 points for Jake Castiglia for Grand Island. He leads all scorers so far. He had 8 points. In the first 8 points Grand Island scored all night, he had just 3 points added in that second quarter. Will South stayed in it, and they've got the basketball to begin the third. This is BTPM's Friday Night Lights presented by Villa Maria College. Jack Kreuzer, PJ Cauley from Buffalo State University. Will South, quick pass inside. Munzert lays it in off the dime from Tedesco.
There's the set play to start it. Great job by the Billies. Good execution, good call, Coach Szczerbiński.
5-point lead for Grand Island, 32-27. The Vikings haven't won a sectional title in 34 years, 1992. Their first and only sectional championship. Baseline jumper from the sophomore Uribe, blocked, recovered by Grand Island. Another miss inside for Wilkes, and Munzert takes the board for the Billies. Tedesco, far wing, bounce pass inside, too far ahead of Metz and Cauley, who were cutting back door, out of bounds at the baseline to our left. Grand Island with the ball.
Yeah, unforced error there. Got to take care of it a little bit better. Now they pack in this thing. You know, Jack, a lot of times, you know, if your guys are playing a little hesitant against these, whatever offense, whether it's man-to-man or zone that they're most comfortable with, run it.
Uribe blocked by Cauley atop the key. Will South with the ball. Left wing Tedesco knives inside and draws a foul.
That's the kind of aggressiveness you like from Tedesco. Something going to the basket, being able to finish himself or create for his teammates.
Chase Uribe picks up the foul for Grand Island, and Tedesco stands at the free throw line. It's the first. For Uribe, it's his first personal foul. Tedesco, the captain, goes 2 for 2, remains perfect on the stripe tonight. 9 points for Sammy Tedesco, the senior second-year varsity player, to bring it within one possession for the first time in a long time, and then Grand Island goes right to work. Uribe lays it in from the left block.
Well, if you bring out the triangle, one of the triangles, and send somebody where he came from, they're wide open.
Munzert, head full of steam, sends it down low for Cauley, has it poked out of his hands at the basket, tipped out of bounds off of Grand Island's Dane Brown, who hasn't had his name called a lot tonight. Dane Brown, just 2 buckets in the first half, offensively, defensively matched up with Cauley. Munzert from the top of the key, gets right to the rack, misses it strong. Brown then tips the rebound twice, recovered by the Billies. Tedesco, down low Cauley, mismatch, poked away by the 5'10 Novell, out of bounds. Billies
Good
ball.
hustle by both teams there. Novell thought he got it off Pauley's knee there, but Dennis Hartnett did not agree.
Shane Friedenberg at the baseline to our left, floats it all the way to the center court stripe. Billies open 3, Friedenberg, yes!
Boy, he's got a nice release.
His first points of the game.
Had to get it over to 6'7" Dane Brown.
And the Billies have it within 2. Left wing 3 for Brown is strong. The Billies have a chance at the lead. Pass ahead, Tedesco, layup good, and we are tied.
He's gonna have to take one.
34, timeout Grand Island.
Well, we said the first 4 minutes, not quite 4 minutes, but here come the Billies. They've won that part of it.
5:45 to go in the third quarter. What a run for Will South, erasing the 7-point halftime deficit, not even halfway through the third frame. What has worked so well for the Billies offensively?
Well, they're going to the basket. They're trying to, and they're crashing the boards. And again, they have Grand Island in a spot where they have no rhythm offensively. Got to find some, a lot of quick shots. Coach Chris Simpson's got to right that ship right now.
Tied at 34. First time we've been tied since zeros. Grand Island jumped out to an 8-2 lead off the jump.
Now a little pressure from Coach Szczerbiński. He's pulling out everything he's got in his playbook tonight, and his guys are executing it.
Ryan Mayer, right wing, around the horn. At the right arc, Jeremiah Wilkes. Across the court, Castiglia cuts inside. Dish back up top, Novell. Drive and kick to the corner. Brown, step around Munzert. baseline jumper, friendly roll off the back of the iron and the window. That's unlike
He has
Dane
a
Brown.
unique shot. It doesn't have great arc, but it's still very soft.
36-34 Grand Island. Sean Munzert stands on the Bengal logo on the far wing. Pass inside, Tedesco waits and finds the space to finish inside.
Great patience. He's come into this second half with an idea that he's getting to the basket, helping his teammates out.
Right arc three for Wilkes off front iron. Rebound tipped by Brown, and Cauley recovered by Munzert of the Billies. In their alternate black jerseys, Will South a chance to take the lead for the first time tonight. Tedesco cuts inside, layup,
Again.
You betcha! And the Billies have a 38-36 advantage.
Getting to the basket, Sammy Tedesco.
What a spark plug he's been. With the injury to Nate Williamsville, Tedesco has taken a lot on his shoulders. Left arc three for Brown, off front iron, Billies with the rebound, and Munzert.
That was the triangle and two again. But you know, Brown's shots all night have been rushed. That's a good job by South.
And a timeout called by the Billies just as they cross the center court stripe. 38-36 the lead for Will South. They trailed by as many as 10 in the first half.
Yeah, but just staying with their game plan, battling each possession. Now they got a timeout here. Out of the half, Coach Trubinsky ran a beautiful set to get Munzert on a back door. I bet you he's going to run something here. If you're Chris Simpson now, do you play Coach Trubinsky's game and change your defense, at least for this possession?
Well, these two teams have played each other 4 times since 2009, twice here at Buff State, including, as we mentioned at the top of the show, last year here in the Sectional Championship. It was a 66-45 Will South win. They graduated 3 starters, and the aforementioned injury to Nate Williamsville changes a lot from the Billies. In their previous meeting here at Buff State in 2009, it was Will South again, 77-66 against Grand Island. They met twice during the regular season in 2015 and 16. Will South won both those meetings.
Here it is. We sniffed it out. Little change in defense from the Vikings. 3-2 zone.
Vredenberg, front court left, calls out the screen from Munzert, uses it to the left, now angles right. Pass to the far arc, Matthew Metz, the sophomore, pump fakes the pass, near wing, goes far side. Vredenberg dumps it near wing. Pass down low, loose ball on the floor at the baseline, recovered by Wilkes. Grand Island takes it ahead. Dane Brown with numbers, atop the key, Neville. Back to the right side. Brown to the corner for Castiglia. Around the horn, Neville. Inside, pass right wing. Brown gets it poked from behind by Metz, out of bounds at the baseline with 20 on the timer.
Interesting. Nice job by Wilkes on the other end, helping the helper, getting that steal.
Castiglia leads the Vikings with 11 so far. Unselfish, near wing, Wilkes drives baseline kick, far corner, Castiglia's 3, off front iron, rebound, tips right to him, goes to the rack on the follow-up, misses it strong. Another O board for Mayer, and a whistle for a foul before the sophomore forward went up for another putback. It's a foul on Shane Vredenberg. That's his 3rd and the team's first.
Vikings doing a better job on the offensive glass. That may have been a point of emphasis for Coach Simpson at the break. Too easy.
Baseline inbound, you're right. Ryan Mayer right there for the layup to tie the game at 38 for Grand Island.
Yeah, you work hard like that on those possessions, and then you give up one easy. So here the Vikings playing that game we anticipated, Jack. Let's see if the 3-2 zone can cause a little indecision from the guys in black.
Slowing down the pace like this, doesn't it advantage Will South?
It could, but if you get stops out of this, you may be able to turn around and run out of them. Let's see.
Laurie's 3 from the near wing, short, missed it. Followed his miss, then threw it off the side of the backboard and touched it on the baseline.
And you may find that you're getting shots from a defensive standpoint from the guys they don't really want to shoot the bulk of the shots.
Like Aaron Laurie, who is now 1 of 14 from 3 on the season. To your point. Jeremiah Wilkes inside for Grand Island. Loose ball tips all the way to the far wing. Tedesco with a head full of steam comes charging in, then he wipes out. Man advantage for Grand Island for the moment. No look pass from Neville. Inside, it's stolen away from Mayer by Munzert, and Will South recovers.
Tried to make a real tough pass. Had Brown on the wing, really wide open for the first time all night.
Pass inside for Munzert, deflects off of Neville and taken away by Brown. Left wing, Dane Brown in the corner, stolen away by Tedesco. Then he turns it away. Castiglia near wing for Grand Island. Up top for Wilkes, bounce pass inside, layup Mayer, you bet.
Good job by Wilkes, bringing that help to him. And number 4, Mayer gets the layup. Heck of a game.
8 points for the sophomore, 40-38, the lead Grand Island. Number 1 seed Vikings leading the number 5 seeded Will South Billies by 2. Will South nearly turns it over with a pass intended for Tedesco, deflected out of bounds by Neville.
It's been like a heavyweight fight back and forth, huh?
And like you mentioned, the coaching changes throughout this game. This is not run and gun. Both teams' players are making plays on both sides.
Well,
this is influenced.
There was about 4 minutes to go on that timeout that Coach Trubinsky took. They have not scored since the move to the 3-2, and that's why you change defenses. You know, you change defenses to just see, can we buy possessions from this defense?
Well, the shot clock reset. Now they put it back down to 18 seconds on the shot clock for Will South. That pass just deflected out of bounds. No reset. Will South with a good contingency of student fans behind the backboard. They shoot at to our left in this second half. 1:15 to go in the third quarter. They trail by 2. Munzert, cross-court skip, caught on the far side by Metz. Now Tedesco on the Bengal. Near wing, Munzert, 5 to shoot, dumps it inside. Cauley rejected by Brown. Grand Island near wing. Castiglia, knives in, floater off the window, kisses it home.
I really believe he's the key for Grand Island as we move to this fourth quarter. He has to get touches offensively.
Castiglia now with 13. That's his first field goal of this third quarter with less than a minute to go in it. Tedesco, near wing, Evan Pauley, 6'7" forward. He's matched up with Castiglia in that 3-2 zone. Now he cuts back door with the ball up top.
We've seen more standing around by the Billies since they've gone to that zone.
Munzert denied by Wilkes, taken away by the Grand Island sophomore. Quickly ahead with 17 to go in the quarter. Wilkes flips it up top. Castiglia, open right arc triple, nothing but nylon. 45-38 the lead for Grand Island.
He got open, the South bench went, oh no, and they were right.
Third triple of the night. Will South doesn't get a shot up to end the third. And what was a 7-point lead at halftime remains a 7-point lead.
Isn't that something? First 4 minutes belong completely to South. Last 4 to the Vikings.
Your Mr. Goodbar score, 45-38 Grand Island. Fourth quarter in the A1 semifinal after this.
Brighton Wine and Liquor, located at 930 Brighton Road in Tonawanda, features wines from all over the world and expert curators who can help you select the right wine or spirit for your occasion. Brighton Wine and Liquor, 930 Brighton Road in Tonawanda. Support for Friday Night Lights comes from our members and from SEI. SEI proudly supports the WNED Foundation, connecting communities through the Friday Night Lights tradition. More information at SEIC.com. Support for Friday Night Lights comes from our members and from Mr. Goodbar, your home for live music on the Elmwood Strip in Buffalo. You'll find your beverage of choice, a full menu, and live entertainment at Mr. Goodbar, Elmwood Avenue, Buffalo. Support for Friday Night Lights comes from our members and from your local Denny's. America's Diner is always open. Denny's salutes Section 6 student athletes, serving you with 18 locations throughout the region.
What a roller coaster of a game this has been. Grand Island jumped out to a hot start. Will South stayed in it until halftime. They were down by 7. The Billies fought all the way back and even had a 2-point lead for a few moments in the third quarter. Now down by 7 as Grand Island closes out the third on fire, and they've got the ball to start the fourth quarter, attacking the rim to our right.
Triangle and 2 again here for Coach Szczerbiński and the Billies.
Wilkes on the right wing, plays catch with Novell. Skips him now, far wing 3, Castiglia, no, again, he's got it. 4 triples for Jake Castiglia, my goodness.
Well, again, we said he needed touches, that's why.
19 for Castiglia. Munzert inside, out right wing 3, Metz hits it in response.
That was their best offense since they went to the zone, inside out.
Dane Brown inside, he slips at the left block, a foul called.
Boy, it looked as though he slipped, and then I think it was Munzert who got a hand on him, if he may have let it go. Dennis Hartnett and Daryl Juice Carter.
They call a flagrant on this. A flagrant foul on Sean Munzert. He had a clean game to this point. This is his first foul of the night.
And he hit him because he's...
What did you see, PJ?
I thought he was hit as he slipped, but we'd have to look at it again.
So Grand Island will take possession after these 2 free throws. The first a miss, the second one good. Now Grand Island with the ball at the baseline, leading by 8. 49-41 with 7:10 to go in the fourth quarter. Jack Kreuzer, PJ Cauley with you from Buff State.
They've had good success baseline out of bounds here, some simple ones. South got to get a stop here, protect the basket.
Brown, the inbounder, has to deal with equally matched Evan Pauley when it comes to height, both standing at 6'7". Well, Grand Island sets up the offense. Near wing Brown, now defended by Tedesco. Short but aggressive in this zone defense. Up top, Grand Island taking their time, milking the clock. Down the baseline, Brown reverse finish, you bet.
I'm gonna tell you something, this guy's got some game here. He needs development, he needs some weight on his frame, but there's skills there with number 5, downtown Dane Brown.
He's got 11 so far for the Vikings, who lead by 10, matches their largest advantage of the night. Munzert, hesitation, skip pass, far wing 3 for Metz, off front iron, rebound Grand Island, Novell, up ahead for Dane Brown, the finger roll short, put back good for Mayer, and a timeout for Will South. The largest lead of the night for Grand Island is 12. 6:14 to go in the fourth.
Isn't it ironic? Coach Szczerbiński comes in with a game plan with multiple defenses designed to confuse Grand Island. Worked very, very well. Grand Island, predominantly a man-to-man team all year, says, what the heck, let's roll the dice, okay, with a possession or 2 of our 3-2 zone. Since that time, the game has swung in Grand Island's favor.
And Will South looks stunned against a different defense.
Well, except for that last inside out to Metz. They've been standing around the perimeter. That's what you want as a defensive coach when you employ those zones. Make them throw it around the perimeter, keep it out of the paint, out of the teeth of our defense.
This is Friday Night Lights on BTPM Create, Spectrum 1275, on BTPM YouTube, and on BTPM NPR, WBFO and WBFO HD1 Buffalo, WUBJ Jamestown, and WOLN Olean, a service of Buffalo Toronto Public Media Local Sports.
You know, though, Jack, okay, Grand Island has to understand something. You're going to have to withstand another punch here. You're going to have to keep your poise and withstand another punch and keep the ball out of the paint on defense and make sure your shots on offense are quality.
Will South trailing by 12, take possession. Working right to left. Vredenberg across the timeline. Angles right, gets a screen from Munzert. Pass to Tedesco, back up top for Vredenberg, inside out, right wing, 3 Tedesco, left it short, offensive rebound. Pauley floated right in his hands, and he gets hammered as he goes up for the layup from the left block.
Jake Castiglia wasn't happy with the call, but he allowed Pauley to get inside position. You really have nothing to say.
It's Castiglia's second personal, first against the Vikings in this fourth frame. First free throw true for Evan Pauley, the tied for team leader in free throw percentage.
Before Chris Simpson was the head coach here, he was an assistant at LaSalle High School coach Pat Monty, who would play that 3-2 zone exactly like Coach Simpson is. That's where he got that scheme from.
It all goes back to LaSalle.
They were good. They were good.
6 points for Pauley. He goes 2 for 2. 10 points, the advantage for Grand Island with possession in their home white kits as the top seed in Class A1 on the boys' side. Bounce pass inside, heavy dribble, and the layup good for Ryan Mayer, who's got double digits in scoring.
He's played great, and he took it right at the 6'7" Pauley.
55-43, the lead for Grand Island. Munzert, pass inside, Pauley tips it in at the rack.
That's the whole thing you want to do in a 3-2 is get it below the 3. Now we got numbers, and we got 2 there.
Coach Trzebinski barks out the defensive play call. Munzert up against Wilkes. Wilkes takes him to the baseline from the right wing. And a whistle for a foul on Munzert, his second.
Needless one. He was in good position, and he chose to hack with his hands. Timeout, Vikings.
5:13 to go in the fourth. 55-45. So last year it was a blowout. Will South beat Grand Island.
Remember the game, though. It had some similarities because South did get out to a comfortable lead. Grand Island did punch back, and then the final punch by that talented South team. They ran away with it.
And similarly to last season, Dane Brown hasn't been the go-to guy, as you would expect a player with his frame and statistical categories, 24 points per game. It doesn't look like Grand Island's players are looking for Dane Brown every possession.
That's an interesting point, because obviously the defense of South is slanted his way. However, it just looks as though they're playing their regular team game, but the play he just showed where he's handling the ball and going to the basket, this guy's 6'7", got some skills. He wants to be a basketball player. It's going to be a lot of hard work, but there's something that some college coach can be very happy to work with.
And last year in the championship game, it was Carter Lampke, now graduated from Will South.
31.
31-7 in that game. And Nate Willemski, of course, injured. He had 17, 8 rebounds, 7 assists. What a difference maker him being out makes. Scoring update from around Western New York. Kenmore West with a 46-43 lead over Lockport in the AA quarterfinal.
If they can get something bounds this time. South did a better job last time.
Baseline inbound. Grand Island gets it easily to the center court stripe with Novell. 5 minutes to go in the final frame.
Now it becomes a boxing one. Just Dane Brown. Castiglia is free here.
Tedesco one-on-one with Brown below the basket. 15 seconds on the timer. Now Grand Island ignites the offense. Castiglia bounce pass far side. Novell dish inside the paint. Wilkes unselfish, hands it off. Mayer goes up through contact, gets it plus the foul.
Boy, I am impressed with Mayer around the basket. Just 6'1", a sophomore. He's getting those big guys though on his backside. I've got good position. Now you go up aggressively.
It's Evan Pauley's third and Will South's third as a team this quarter. The and one attempt from Mayer's left short. Munzert the board. 12 points, the lead for Grand Island. Will South with possession. Vredenberg, bounce pass inside Munzert to the corner. Extra pass from Tedesco, up top Vredenberg. Knives inside, kicks to the corner again on the near wing. Metz unselfish, around the horn, up top. Munzert's triple, off back iron. Pauley the rebound, put back, good in the foul.
Again, we've mentioned it before. When you play zone, your blockouts aren't as clearly defined. Missed blockout on the long shot. Pauley trying to get the three-point play. That's a vulnerability of the zones.
Ryan Mayer picks up his third personal foul, the second against Grand Island this quarter. Pauley misses the and one. 10 points, the lead for Grand Island. Looking to get back to the sectional title game. Haven't won since 1992.
I think the Scott brothers may have been on those teams. The great football players.
Jeremiah Wilkes plays catch atop the key with Novell. 10 seconds to shoot. Into the corner, Wilkes.
Now
Ball
you got to go.
Head. Swings it around. Far arc, 3 Novell. Missed it strong off the window. Rebound Munzert, then it's ripped away from him by Wilkes. Brown left arc 3, shot it short. Cauley tipped the rebound, but he couldn't corral it. Off the baseline, Grand Island ball.
Coach Simpson wasn't happy, even though Dane Brown went for the dagger. Could have used the clock as your friend here.
It was a needless triple. Where's one of your slips? Ill-advised 3.
It probably was, but, you know, he's the guy. He can put the dagger in it, too. You got to consider that.
Brown inbounds from the baseline for Castiglia. And now Novell with 30 seconds on the shot clock. 3.5 to go in the game. 10 points the lead for Grand Island. Wilkes gets past Friedenberg. Kicks it up top, Novell. Into the far corner, Castiglia. Drives, pulls up from the mid-range. Put back from the near side on the miss from Brown is strong. Rebound Pauley for Will South, and they called timeout immediately with 3:15 to go in the game. 10 points, the lead for Grand Island, the #1 seed in the Class A1 semifinal.
Well, if you're Chris Simpson, you're saying they're probably going to stay with their zone. Fellas, let's block out of this thing. Okay, and Mike Trubinsky going to try to figure out something to get a quick basket. Then he may have to extend the floor a little bit. See if he can create some more possessions for his Billies in this last 3 and change.
Next week on Friday Night Lights, March 6th at 8 p.m. we'll have the boys class AAA championship against the #2 seed Jamestown. Will take on the #1 seed Health Sciences right here at Buff State.
Nice matchup. Nice matchup.
That'll close out our basketball coverage. Stay tuned. We've got the flag football schedule to be revealed. We'll give you a teaser next week. We'll give you the season opening game during that game next week. I can't wait for flag football season. The sport is growing. More players are joining and more schools are adding it.
It's such a great game when you really understand it. You know, when we started it, okay, and when I was at Hamburg, we were part of the pilot program. Nobody really understood the game, the speed and the nuances, the skill, that the girls have to have. And boy, the young ladies really love it. They really enjoy it.
And we've got some terrific programs in Western New York and a reigning state champion at Pioneer.
Boy, they were impressive last year.
3:15 to go in the fourth quarter. Will South with the ball down by 10. Shane Friedenberg, third-year varsity senior.
Well, Coach Simpson went to man-to-man. It may be for just a possession, anticipating a set play from Coach Trubinsky.
Tedesco turns the corner at the nail, drives and kicks. Near wing Friedenberg, guarded by Wilkes. Takes him baseline, running floater short. Rebound Brown for Grand Island, and he threw it away. Tedesco steals it for Will South. Drives and kicks, near corner 3, Munzert. That one is short. Rebound for Grand Island again, Castiglia. Munzert has only hit 5 threes all season. He's missed 4 attempts tonight.
If you're Grand Island, you're saying nothing but layups now, nothing but layups.
And Pauley fouls Wilkes.
Yeah, they got fouls to give here. They got one more to give.
That's Pauley's 4th. He's not the player you want to take.
No, he don't want to take one. But if they're going to choose to put him at the line, Jim Valvano, Jimmy V strategy, but that was in the 1-and-1.
That's 4 team fouls against Will South. Metz.
Wow, they're going to put him on.
He fouls Novell.
So Coach Trubinsky is feeling like, let's not let him take clock. And it was Pauley that committed the foul.
So now Jonathan Novell, who has only taken 16 free throw attempts all season, goes to the stripe. He's made 13 of them, though.
I'm confused here who that one was on.
Well, it was on Metz.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay. Coach Trubinsky instructing his fellows to go quick. But if you're going to do that, get to the basket first. You got to score. Smart to get it out. No, Dane Brown. There you go.
Novell goes 1 for 2. The second one a miss short. Offensive rebound, Grand Island. That's a killer for Will South. They've got a foul again.
Killer. You have to get possessions, and you gave them another one.
Now Friedenberg has 4 fouls himself, joining Pauley on the Will South lineup with 4 personal. Now Wilkes to the stripe. He's just 51% from the line on this year.
There you go, though. He's a clutch player, though. The big lights, the big stage hadn't fazed him tonight. He's played very well.
First-year varsity sophomore. Coming off a season-high 22 in the quarters. He goes 2 for 2 in crunch time. Give him 9 points, 9 crucial points for Grand Island with a 13-point lead, their largest tonight. Baseline jumper, Tedesco strong off the iron for Will South. Cauley the rebound and a foul. Uribe was there.
Paulie's really done a good job on the offensive glass, particularly in the second half. Got a foul call there on Uribe, and again, he was pleading with referee Dave Smith, saying, I didn't get him. Yeah, you did. Yeah, you did. Fouls are a result of not being in the proper position.
Cauley gets the first. 11 points for Evan Pauley, 7 of them in this fourth quarter.
Let's see if they extend the floor here.
He goes 2 for 2. And now little offense for defense with Pauley, 4 personal fouls. He's taken off the floor.
Jonah Diebold comes in. Here's the trap. Boy, could have let that one go. You had the trap. Let it materialize. See if you can get an errant pass. But Wilkes was fouled. He'll go back to the line.
Metz picks up his second personal. For Grand Island and Coach Chris Simpson, it's really an underdog story. 28 years as a head coach. I was just talking before this game to Section 6 Chairman Larry Jones, how he was the head coach at Depew for 25 to 30 years, won sectional title in that time, despite so many great teams. A similar story here with Chris Simpson and Grand Island.
You know, it's all timing too. You know, you got to have the right guys at the right time. This team right here starting to smell it right now.
Wilkes hits the second, 62-49. The lead for Grand Island, a timeout, and for Grand Island, it's got to help them. You say it's all about timing. That the Niagara Frontier League might be at its best of the last 15 years this season with Charlie Croft at Lockport. We mentioned Harlem Brannon at Kenmore West. Lewiston Porter has a really good team this season.
North Tonawanda has a good team.
That's 5 teams deep at the top of the NFL, and Grand Island won it with a 13-1 record.
No question about it.
For this.
Oh yeah, I think it has. I think the previous years, having gone through, you know, situations where you grew and developed, but you didn't get that prize at the end. They're going to be fighting for it right here. But you have 2 minutes and 7 seconds left. Crazier things have happened. You gotta execute to the finish. What's that thing I always tell you, Jack? What do the basketball gods ask you right now? Can you execute now? This is not a Thanksgiving tournament at Pioneer. This is it, which is a great thing. I'm not taking
it's a great tournament,
but it's in Thanksgiving time. If you lose it, you can learn from it, move forward. This ends people's careers right here, you know.
Will South with possession, 2 minutes to go. Left arc 3 for Metz, short, rebound Wilkes, Grand Island. Double teamed, and the foul on Vredenberg is his 5th and final of his night, and Vredenberg, his high school basketball career will come to a close.
It's a sad thing for a lot of these guys. You get to this point, you got to turn the page on a chapter of your life. Jeremiah Wilkes, another guy, sophomore, he's got some ability here. That would take work again, but 2 young players that will be back next year for Coach Chris Simpson, not to mention the outstanding play of the sophomore coming off the bench, Ryan Mayer.
Yeah, really, they only lose Jonathan Novell of those rotational pieces.
Yeah, who's an excellent glue guy, comes from great stock. His grandfather was the great John Roth, pitcher in the Tigers organization and Grand Island AD for many, many years. What a man.
Wilkes at the stripe. Hits the second, 63-49, 14 points. The lead for Grand Island. A minute 45 to go on the fourth. The top-seeded Vikings defend the basket to our left. A foul below the basket on a missed shot from Tedesco. Cauley the loose ball.
Again, Cauley.
Dane Brown picks up his second. I'm impressed with Dane Brown. You mentioned his selflessness already tonight.
Yeah, you know, again, I just think his best basketball is ahead of him, provided he wants to put the work in to really become a player.
He was a big reason. Left arc three for Tedesco, short.
I don't know if you've noticed, but these college coaches like these tall guys that can and gals that can make shots. Changes the way you can play offense.
How much Victor Wembanyama have you watched?
Oh,
he's an
enough
alien.
to know that he is, again, from a different planet. I mean, the ability he has and the things he does at that size is truly remarkable. That team, look out for the San Antonio Spurs.
Get your tickets in now.
We can go down there, Jack, for the playoffs. Go on the Riverwalk in San Antonio. Great Mexican food, best you'll have. Give this guy a hand.
Round of
Great
applause.
career.
Third-year varsity starter Sean Munzert.
Been a real leader for their program.
One of the ultimate glue guys at Williamsville South. Two-time sectional
At the end of
champ.
the day, at the end of the day, what really matters, were you a great teammate? Munzert was, so God bless you.
Tedesco for Will South. Also a senior, drives and kicks near wing. Pauley off his hands and out.
Nate Wilemski caught that one. The ball finds good players. He's going to fire it up.
I think that might have been the most true that statement has been since you've said it.
Yeah, it's usually me it finds, right? Yeah, they're going to smell it now.
Evan Pauley picks up his fifth and disqualifying. Now he is out.
He had a good game too, Pauley.
Match up, match up.
It's a round of applause. Another senior. Classy move from Coach Mike Trzebinski to give each of his seniors a chance.
And you know what? Good for Coach Chris Simpson. He's been a lifer in this game. As you mentioned, it's, it's tough. It's tough when you play in Class A and you have tough teams year in and year out. And there's Wilkes with a gimme there. But good for him. He's earned it. He's enjoyed this opportunity. And you have one more game.
Will South turnaround J. Aaron Laurie is good. A couple substitutions and a chance for a round of applause for a few more seniors. Aaron Laurie, one of them. Sammy Tedesco, the other. .42 seconds to go in the game. It's 66-51 Grand Island with the lead by 15. We'll be joined post-game by the victorious head coach Chris Simpson for the Grand Island Vikings and our player of the game. Hard to choose just one. I think Jake Castiglia's start and then important buckets down the stretch.
Yeah, when South came and actually took the lead there, And Coach Simpson, again, I want to have that conversation. You went to the zone. It did you right. It did you right.
Should be a fun one, so stick around for the Villa Maria College post-game show. Number 1 seed Grand Island will move on to the sectional championship, and even better, they get to sit here and take in live scouting of their opponent.
Always beneficial when you can see the team live rather than on tape.
South Park and Newport tip off in 15 minutes after this game's conclusion.
Of course, they're very familiar with Newport.
Shot, you're up. Stay there.
Grand Island near wing 3. Off the bench, they've emptied it out. That's Jaden Novell, the sophomore guard, the younger brother. Down the baseline, layup good for Will South's Aiden Ramos, the senior on the board at Buff State.
Good for him, got a basket here at State.
And the buzzer sounds. The Grand Island Vikings are headed back to the Class A1 Sectional Championship game, avenging the demons of a season ago, upsetting Williamsville South. Final 66-53 Grand Island, the 1 seed, moves on as the Billies' 2-year run of back-to-back sectional titles comes to an end. in 2026. When we return, the Villa Maria College postgame show on BTPM's Friday Night Lights, presented by Villa Maria College.
Support for Friday Night Lights comes from our members and from your local Denny's. America's Diner is always open. Denny's salutes Section 6 student athletes, serving you with 18 locations throughout the region.
I'm Sarah Jane, and I'm on a mission to explore the wonders right in our own backyard with Compact Science, a YouTube series from BTPM PBS and the Buffalo Museum of Science. Together, we'll explore the physics of grain elevators, discover how Niagara Falls powers millions of homes, and learn how wings are science on a plate. If you're curious about the world around you, there's a lot to explore, and Compact Science will be your guide. Find us on the Buffalo Toronto Public Media YouTube channel.
Fill your afternoons with the arts, culture, science, and history of our region.
I think that in the city of Buffalo, there's not a place like Kleinhans Music Hall. It's a very unique place.
There's another way to see potential and kinetic energy at work, using nothing more than popsicle sticks.
After the war, he believed there was a great future for Canadians, and he wanted them to see the world and realize this was just a start for them. The rest was up to them.
Watch the best of our region's storytellers, Fridays and Saturdays at 3:30 p.m.
Want more PBS Kids?
Sounds great! The answer is yes! Ready for an adventure?
Then check out the PBS Kids 24/7 channel.
The whoosy, whatsy, whoosy!
The PBS Kids 24/7 channel. On anytime you want. Afternoons, evenings, even weekends.
Wow! Can't stop this moon!
Watch on Spectrum 1276, Fios 473, or 17.3.
Support for Friday Night Lights comes from our members and from Mr. Goodbar, your home for live music on the Elmwood Strip in Buffalo. You'll find your beverage of choice, a full menu, and live entertainment at Mr. Goodbar, Elmwood Avenue, Buffalo. Support for Friday Night Lights comes from our members and from SEI. SEI proudly supports the WNED Foundation, connecting communities through the Friday Night Lights tradition. More information at SEIC.com.
And the win over Williamsville South on the Villa Maria College post-game show. Villa Maria College, New York's home for innovative programs and unmatched support. Jack Kreuzer, PJ Cauley with you for Friday Night Lights. We're joined by our player of the game and victorious head coach from the Grand Island Vikings. Gentlemen, thanks for taking the time. Chris Simpson and Jake Castiglia with a game-high 19 points. Coach, let's start with you. Coming into this game against the team that knocked you out a season ago, you've run into them a couple times in your career. How does it feel to finally get past the Billies?
It feels great, but our job's not done. I know we kind of, some guys looked past the game a little bit because they thought they were a little undermanned without Wilmsky playing today. But they're a tough team, and they play in a solid league, and, you know, they're tough all around.
No question about it. They're very well coached. They came at you with an interesting game plan, changing those defenses, 1-3-1, triangle and 2, even 2-3. Were you prepared for that and thinking that's what they were going to try to throw at you?
Well, I mean, it might sound funny, but we tell our guys that we have AP basketball at Grand Island. We have about 100 different offenses, 100 different plays. Not that we get them all done and we get them all right, but they have a lot of weapons at their disposal that they can use. We just missed a couple open shots in the beginning, and maybe toward the end of that third quarter, that probably would have helped us. So we were ready for that. We had guys step up, especially Jake here. He's been doing it all year, and hats off to him.
Key times, Jake. Start of the game, and then when they punched back, you started getting some touches again. Was that by design?
Jake Castiglia, our player of the game.
People like John Neville, KJ, and them overplaying Dane just can give me the ball, give me touches, and let me knock down my shot.
You started this game really hot, Jake. 8 of the first 8 points that your team scored. What had you feeling so good shooting on these rims with so much depth behind the baskets?
Last year, I'm pretty sure I went 0 for 7 against Will South. So that's really all I was thinking about, trying to get back and win.
Total team win, though. You got contributions, Coach Simpson, by a lot of guys. And ironically, he threw those zones at you. when you went to the 3-2 zone, it bought you some possessions.
Yeah, we were getting beat a little bit too much to the basket for our liking, and they were getting some easy rebounds and easy looks as well. So we said, hey, let's go zone a little bit. I know Ken West earlier in the year played them zone and kind of held them down. Like I said, they're a tough team, though. They drive real well, even against the zone and kick it out, so they still got some looks, but we slowed them down a little bit.
What do you do now, Coach? You're going to watch this game to see who you're playing?
Oh, we're gonna watch our game and root for our NFL teammate Newport. We don't care.
Root for the NFL guy.
I just said. We don't care who wins. We're gonna try to be prepared and try to keep with our job and play whatever team comes out of it. Two good teams, two solid teams. South Park's unbelievable, and Newport's got 3 guys that can shoot from anywhere.
So happy for you, brother. Congratulations. You've been battling for a long time, and you, young man, you lead your team again.
Thank you.
Congrats, guys.
Congrats.
Good luck moving forward in the sectional championship and beyond. Good luck, guys.
Go, Chris.
Thank you. Thank you. All right, we'll step aside and return on the Villa Maria College post-game show. Recap everything for Buff State after this.
Brighton Wine and Liquor, located at 930 Brighton Road in Tonawanda, features wines from all over the world and expert curators who can help you select the right wine or spirit for your occasion. Brighton Wine and Liquor, 930 Brighton Road in Tonawanda. Support for Friday Night Lights comes from our members and from SEI. SEI proudly supports the WNED Foundation, connecting communities through the Friday Night Lights tradition. More information at SEIC.com. Support for Friday Night Lights comes from our members and from Mr. Goodbar, your home for live music on the Elmwood Strip in Buffalo. You'll find your beverage of choice, a full menu, and live entertainment at Mr. Goodbar, Elmwood Avenue, Buffalo. Support for Friday Night Lights comes from our members and from your local Denny's. America's Diner is always open. Denny's salutes Section 6 student athletes, serving you with 18 locations throughout the region. Support for Friday Night Lights comes from our members and from Mr. Goodbar, your home for live music on the Elmwood Strip in Buffalo. You'll find your beverage of choice, a full menu, and live entertainment at Mr. Goodbar, Elmwood Avenue, Buffalo. Support for Friday Night Lights comes from our members and from SEI. SEI proudly supports the WNED Foundation, connecting communities through the Friday Night Lights tradition. More information at SEIC.com.
We've got to wrap things up from Buffalo State University because there's another game about to be played here in the Class A1 boys sectional playoffs. One semifinal in the books. Grand Island 66, Williamsville South 53. The top-seeded Vikings take care of business against the number 5 seed Will South Billies, but boy, was it difficult. A 7-point lead at halftime became a 2-point deficit for the Vikings in the middle of that third quarter.
And I wasn't surprised too much by that. And because of Coach Trubinsky, his staff, and understanding what it takes to win big games. They've done it before. They've been a little undermanned in this situation, and hats off to Grand Island, boy. You know, Chris Simpson and his they showed resiliency because South fought back, and they took it. But I was anticipating a very competitive game, and that's what we got.
It was a great time. Glad you could be with us wherever you may be on BTPM Create YouTube or BTPM NPR over the air. Final score 66-53. And I think you heard from Jake Castiglia there in the last segment. That loss last year to Will South stuck with them in this building. To get revenge means a lot. But then at the end of that conversation, they're moving on. It doesn't matter what just happened. Their eyes are focused on winning the next one.
Yeah, and that's the way it should be. And great job by Coach Chris Simpson. It's got to feel good for him, too. You know, he's been to the semifinals many times, not getting a chance at that final prize. Now he's going to get that chance. But he understands still a lot of work to be done.
28 years as a head coach, not one sectional title. That's got to weigh on you for a certain amount of time.
It certainly does, you know, but through it all, we're educators. This is educational athletics. He's stuck to his foundation and given a lot of kids in Grand Island a great experience playing basketball.
Well, no greater experience than winning a blue patch in my book. Unless we're talking state title, but.
Been there, done that. Twice.
Not a big deal. We'll step aside once more. We'll return with wrap things up from Buffalo State. Again, 66-53 the final. Grand Island victorious on Friday Night Lights.
Visit Villa Maria College and discover what it means to be a Viking. Come see the energy, teamwork, and pride that makes the Villa Vikings unstoppable. Schedule your tour at visit.villa.edu.
Listen to Buffalo Toronto Public Media The Bridge wherever you are. Search for the BTPM Listen app on all your devices.
The learning and engagement projects from Buffalo Toronto Public Media impact our community by entertaining and informing.
Families are engaged, adults, grandparents.
They reach students and children.
There's something there for everybody.
They provide educators with material that is up to date, that is informative, and that really ignites curiosity in our students that is so crucial to creating lifelong learners.
Or if it's just a really well done piece of content.
Exactly. They're exciting, they're engaging, and they are so educational.
Wow!
But the thing that is so great is their accessibility. You can have a phone, a desktop computer,
or you find it on your tablet, or you find it on television.
And there they are.
Helping families to do what they want to do for their children and for their future here in Western New York. It makes our community a better and stronger place because of it.
Listen to BTPM Classical wherever you are on the BTPM Listen app. Find it in the Google Play Store and the Apple App Store.
A well-crafted will or estate plan speaks volumes about your hopes and dreams for the future. It also ensures that what you've worked a lifetime for is distributed according to your wishes. As Buffalo Toronto Public Media looks to our future, we would be honored to share your legacy and ensure that quality public broadcasting is here for future generations. Please contact me, Lisa Latrovato, at 716-845-7031 for more information.
Listen to BTPM NPR wherever you are on the BTPM Listen app. Find it in the Google Play Store and the Apple App Store.
Brighton Wine and Liquor, located at 930 Brighton Road in Tonawanda, features wines from all over the world and expert curators who can help you select the right wine or spirit for your occasion. Brighton Wine and Liquor, 930 Brighton Road in
Around Western New York, presented by the Buffalo and Erie County Public Library, profoundly public. Well, tonight, final score from a Niagara Frontier League battle in Class AA in the boys' quarterfinal. Kenmore West, the 5 seed, goes on the road and defeats Lockport 50-43. And also in Class AA in the quarterfinal, the number 7 seed North Tonawanda Lumberjacks went on the road and defeated the Sweet Home Panthers by a margin of just about 10 points. Pulling up the final score for you as we speak, 53-41. North Tonawanda knocks off Sweet
Another
Home.
NFL team that we mentioned today.
They're deep, and they've got a chance to win another one in just a moment. But tomorrow, we've got 2 great games around Western New York. Girls, Saturday at 12. Number 1 seed Depew hosts number 4 seed Iroquois here at Buff State. And then tomorrow night, I know I'll be there at the Kessler Athletic Center on the campus of Canisius University. Number 2, St. Joe's. Number 3, Nichols in the Manhattan Cup semifinal. That's at 7:30 tonight, or tomorrow night rather, because I'm already living in the present. Class B1 playoff bracket on the boys' side. Semifinals will be this weekend. Number 9 seed Southwestern against number 5 Medina. 2 programs that are having highs with their football success in the fall. A lot of those players carry over to the winter.
Sometimes that translates.
9 seed versus 5 seed, and on the other side, number 6 seed Springville. Al Monaco, the head coach.
Monaco, Alibaba.
Against number 2 seed Olmsted. That's this weekend in Class B1. The championship will be next Wednesday. Also in the semifinals for Class B2, Seneca, that's MST Prep against Tapestry, 4 versus 1. And number 3 seed Randolph against number 2 seed Akron. Those games this weekend at Fredonia State. Championship next Wednesday night at SUNY Fredonia.
That bracket has all 4 of the top seeds still alive.
In Class C, similar story. 3 of 4 top seeds in the semifinal. Number 1 seed Wilson will take on number 4 seed Westfield at JCC. And then in the other semifinal, 2-seeded Global Concepts against the 6 seed Ellicottville. Picked up a big win over Gowanda, 66-55 in the quarterfinal. In Class D for the boys, number 4 seed Panama against the 1 seed Clymer. It's 3 seed Forestville against 2 seed Sherman in the semifinals in Class D. And in Class AAA for the boys, we've got the championship next week, Friday at 8 p.m. It's Jamestown against Health Sciences at 8 on Friday Night Lights. That game not only on BTPM, NPR, YouTube, and Create, but also on BTPM PBS. Join us then. But before that, the girls' Class AAA championship here on BTPM, Create, NPR, and YouTube at 6 p.m. Early start to Friday Night Lights next week for the number 1 seed West Seneca against the number 3 seed Lancaster. Well, final score once again from our boys Class A1 semifinal, 66 for Grand Island, 53 for Will South. The Vikings advance to the championship game for the 2nd straight season. For our entire crew at BTPM Friday Night Lights, this is Jack Kreuzer saying till next time, good night.